everybody, it's Connie with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thanks so much for joining us today for a video about the construction and design of my IKEA themed craft room. Today's video, we're going to have Mr. Awesome himself, my husband Rich. He's going to come in and share some tips and ideas on how he designed the room, some construction ideas, that just little tips that we learn, and we're hoping it's going to be helpful to you. So let me turn it over to Mr. Awesome, my husband Rich.
Connie just wanted me to take a minute or two here just to talk about the process we went through to design this room. I'd like to say it just came together like that, but it didn't. This was actually a process that took 2 or 3 months before we finally got to something that we were ready to say, yeah, let's move forward with this. You want to do the research. First thing you need to do, I know you ladies are good at this, you need to start casing the internet. You need to go find anybody's stamp room that has anything in it that you like. Get your husband to participate, set him up a Pinterest account, have him start looking. Yes, Pinterest. I'm going to tell you that Pinterest became my new best friend because, and I was just going back here, I actually still have it. I literally have pages and pages and pages of ideas for office and craft rooms. And that's what I use as the basis, because then I could start going through and finding things that I liked, that I thought were good ideas, and I could start sharing them with Connie back and forth, and then it became more of a collaborative effort between the two of us so that we could come up with the ideas that we really wanted to. Once you do that, then you got to figure out where you're going to get your furniture from. There are lots of big box stores that do it. Connie's mentioned it before. We really liked Ikea. They're very reasonably priced. They have lots and lots of selection, and I'm going to tell you that you are going to have a hard time finding any company that gives you more mix and match options than Ikea does when it comes to their furniture. So once we decided that's the way we were going to go, jumped in the car and we took a trip to Ikea. Didn't do any shopping, didn't buy anything. It was just a matter of walking around, seeing what they had to offer, collecting the ideas so that we could take them home and evaluate some more. Once we did that, and again, everything that we did in here comes out of their kitchen line. Great thing about that is that Ikea actually has software that you can use. You can put in your room, you can lay out your room, you can put in your windows, your doors and everything, and then you can just start designing on there. Dropping in cabinets, dropping in shelves, dropping in countertops, dropping in all the pieces on there and playing with it and rearranging it until you get it to go just right. So once you go to Ikea's website and start up the software on there, as I say, it's going to let you play with a lot of options and let you figure out how you really want to lay things out. Then the great thing is when you're done, you'll be able to actually get printouts out of the system on there. You'll be able to take your room, you'll be able to spin it around, you'll have to be able to see how all the pieces fit together and how they fit into your room. And it really gives you a really great idea of what the room is ultimately going to look like when it's all said and done. After you finish that piece of it, then you tell it, yeah, I like this. Then you'll be able to go through and it'll print elevations. Basically, it'll show you what every cabinet that you do is going to look like. Shows you all the pieces and parts. And then the really great part after that is then it gives you a shopping list. You don't have to figure out the pieces and parts. You don't have to sit down there and spend hours trying to figure out what parts you need to buy. It will actually give you an itemized shopping list of everything that you need. The other nice thing is it's actually saved on their website, so when you go to the Ikea store, you're going to be able to sit down there with one of their kitchen consultants. He'll be able to pull up your design. You'll be able to go through it piece by piece. This was really great because as good as their software was, there were a few little things that I wanted to do that were custom that the software wouldn't let me to do. One example is the paper drawers that Connie had. So you'll be able to sit down with the consultant, be able to put all the pieces together, and he'll make sure that he has everything that you need in order to start building. Now, one more handy piece of advice I want to offer you. Don't underestimate how much room it takes to carry this stuff. We went with our shopping list. I looked at it and said, yeah, they're all flat pack boxes. We can fit a ton of them. We have a Chevy Traverse. That's only the two of us. Fold down all the seats. We're going to have a ton of storage room. After we finished with our shopping list, finished the rest of our shopping and went downstairs to pick up our order, 6 flatbeds full of stuff. I'm not kidding you, 6 flatbeds. I looked at this and said, this can't all be ours. They said, oh yeah, and actually there could be one more back here someplace. So we spent the next 2 hours in 20-degree temperatures outside playing the reverse Jenga game, getting all of this shoved into our traverse. Got a couple of pictures that we can show you here that'll show you just how packed we were. And then we had to drive back to Oklahoma City from Dallas, 3 hours in temperatures that were below freezing, with the back of the car open the entire way. So, and did we mention the fact that all the seats had to be shoved all the way forward? So we actually had no leg room, and Connie carried bags on her lap all the way back from Dallas too. So if you don't have one right there locally, spend the money for the day to rent a U-Haul to make sure you have enough space. All right, one last thing I want to talk about real quick too is construction. There is some work involved, but the nice thing about IKEA furniture is it is all flat pack. Flat pack means all the pieces come in a small box, and it's really easy to put together. If you've ever bought a piece of furniture from Walmart or Target, then you can put together IKEA furniture. There is a little time involved. I could tell you time-wise for this entire project, actually this was my Christmas break project, so I literally took the couple of days off before Christmas, the week between Christmas and New Year's, and a couple of days after New Year's off, and I used every bit of that time to get this room put together. Definitely worth it though. The other piece of advice I will tell you is you are going to go back to IKEA. You're going to miss something. A panel is going to be broken in one of the boxes. You're going to have a change of mind. You're going to realize that something that you hadn't planned on when you put the whole thing together is going to crop up. So plan on making another trip to IKEA. You may not need the U-Haul again, but you are going to make 2 trips to IKEA at least. Truth is, I think before it was all said and done, we've still even bought some more pieces and parts for this thing on subsequent IKEA trips. So,
thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you found some inspiration in the ideas that Rich had to share. Now, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave us a comment here on YouTube or on my blog at simplysimplestamping.com. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.